Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are getting into something super important for, well, pretty much anyone in crypto. How do you run multiple Coinbase accounts the safe way? Because let's be real, if you mess this up, you could get your accounts flagged or worse, suspended.
You know the deal. Maybe you're a trader trying to keep different strategies separate. Or maybe you're running a business and juggling client funds. Or you've got a whole team that needs to log in. Whatever your reason, you're definitely not the only one trying to figure this out. And look, there's a right way to do this, and then there's a super risky way. So that's what we're going to break down in this explainer. We'll show you exactly how to operate safely so you can stop guessing and start feeling confident about your setup.
All right, so first things first, let's dig into who actually needs more than one account. Because it turns out the why behind what you're doing is every bit as important as the how.
Okay, so most people trying to manage multiple accounts fall into one of three buckets, right? You've got your solo trader, your business, and your team. But, and this is a big but, Coinbase really only sees two of those as legit long-term strategies. We'll get to why in a second. Which brings us to the big one. The one rule that's at the heart of all this confusion. This is the policy you absolutely cannot ignore. So, for an individual user, the policy is incredibly simple. One person gets one personal account. That's it. Trying to open up a bunch of duplicates, maybe to get around some limits or snag extra bonuses, that's a huge no-no and a fast track to getting suspended. And, you know, this rule isn't just Coinbase being difficult. It's because they have to follow some really strict regulations, things like Know Your Customer, or KYC, and Anti-Money Laundering, or AML. They're legally on the hook to verify who's using their platform to stop fraud. So that's why having one single verified identity for each person is an absolute must. But here's the good news. You don't actually have to bend or break any rules to separate your funds or strategies. Coinbase has official tools built right in for this exact purpose. I'm talking about things like portfolios and profiles. And the best part? They all operate under that one single verified identity you already have. Okay, so I know what you might be thinking, but I'm not trying to do anything wrong. The thing is, automated systems don't care about your intentions. They just see data. And if your digital footprint looks messy, it can throw up all kinds of red flags. So let's talk about what their systems are actually looking for. Basically, Coinbase's systems are always watching three big things. First, your IP address. Second, your device's unique digital fingerprint. That's a mix of your browser, your OS, all that techie stuff. And third, your behavior. You know, how you log in, where you log in from. Any big inconsistencies across these three can easily get your account flagged for a review.
And this is where we get a really important shift in how you should think about this. Your goal is not to hide from Coinbase. It's actually to look as consistent and predictable as possible. See, risky behavior is all over the place. Safe behavior, it's stable, it's ordinary. And honestly, it's kind of boring, which is exactly what you want.
Okay, enough with the doom and gloom about all the risks. Let's flip over to the solutions. Here's a look at the official, totally compliant ways that Coinbase lets different types of users set things up. And this is awesome because it shows there's a tailored official solution no matter who you are. If you're a solo trader or you have a small team, you can just use portfolios inside of Advanced Trade. If you're a bigger trading desk, you can jump up to Exchange and create up to 100 different profiles. And for the really big fish, the enterprises, Coinbase Prime gives you this whole complex hierarchy for multiple users and entities. There's a path for everyone. So let's say you've picked the right structure. Awesome. But now, how do you actually manage all those logins day in and day out without going crazy? Choosing the right tech to help you is absolutely critical. And this right here is a trap that so many people fall into. They go looking for a tool to help them manage multiple accounts, but they accidentally pick one that was built for a completely different and much riskier purpose. This brings us to maybe the single most important idea in this entire explainer. It's the difference between spoofing and isolation. On one side, you've got these so-called anti-detect browsers. Their whole goal is deception. They're designed to constantly change your digital fingerprint to try and trick the platform. Super risky. But on the other side, you have isolation. This is what you want. Tools like cloud browsers just create clean, separate containers for each login.
so everything stays neat and tidy and you're not faking anything.
So the compliant path, the safe path, is always to choose isolation, not deception. The source material for this explainer actually mentions tools like cloud browsers, which are built specifically for this. They give each login its own clean, separate browsing environment. This keeps you organized and, more importantly, it keeps you safely inside the lines.
All right, let's wrap all this up into a simple, straightforward playbook you can start using to operate safely, like today. It all boils down to these 3 C's. Easy to remember. First, clarity. Just be honest about who you are. Keep all that KYC and AML info clean and up to date. Second, consistency. Keep your digital footprint stable and predictable. No random hopping between IPs and devices. And third, compliance. Use the official tools Coinbase gives you, like portfolios or Prime, and back them up with tech that's built for isolation, not deception. Look, when you follow these principles, you're not just dodging a bullet and avoiding risk. You're actually building a professional, scalable, and resilient operation for the long haul. So that leaves just one last question you have to ask yourself. Is your current workflow built for compliance, or is it built on chance? Are you just rolling the dice and hoping you don't get caught? Ultimately, that choice is up to you.